Hi guys, it's Samantha. I am doing a Tag Tuesday video. I was tagged in a video last week for 1001 Books. The Midnight Reader tagged me. I'll put her video down below as well as the original video. I'm just gonna dive right into it. I figure we can do kind of like a talk, cozy, chill out video. First question is, do you follow any book lists? And by book lists, they mean like a Rory Gilmore book list. I think is a big popular one, like any of like the BuzzFeed books book lists. And no, I don't. However, I do absolutely love going through them and seeing how many books I have read. It's like a little ego moment. No, I don't follow any book lists. The second question is, how many books do you currently own? And according to my Goodreads, I own about 600 books. Yep, I own about 600 books. I was collecting books back since middle school. I know I didn't like buy every book I could. Obviously, like I utilized the library a lot more as a kid. But since being an adult and having my own salary, I do buy books quite often. And therefore I do have 600 books. Very annoying when you move every single year, by the way. Very annoying. Tempted to get rid of a lot of books this year because I'm going to be moving again in a couple of months. So fun times. If you are a book lover and you have moved, or you do move frequently, you know what I'm talking about. How many books have you read in your lifetime? So I think a lot of people are saying the same thing. Like, it's hard for me to judge how many books I've read in a lifetime. I mean, I own 600 books, but also I've been reading since I could read, and I utilize the library like a lot. And back then Goodreads wasn't really a thing. It wasn't a thing until maybe when I was in high school. So yeah, I have no idea, probably quite a bit. Hopefully when my kids are like growing up and reading books, I can kind of judge a little bit better how many I have read that they're reading. Have you read any stories from the Arabian Nights? No, I haven't. I actually meant to. I own this book. This is like an old copy from a bookstore. I actually don't know how old this book is. I don't even think it has a title page. Yeah, it doesn't even have a title page. It's like a really weird edition, which is why I picked it up. It has gorgeous illustrations, actually. But you can judge how old it is based just off of like the artwork inside of it. It's a weird edition because it's like not cardboard, construction paper is the binding, but it has all these beautiful illustrations in it, like colored illustrations. Anyways, yeah, this is my copy of it. I intended to read this. I went through like a fairy tale kick and picked this up and did not end up reading it. Maybe I should. Yeah, tell me. Do you have a favorite food or flavor? Chocolate, and then chocolate, and then more chocolate. I'm a chocolate fan. I know, not very original, but I don't know what to tell you. What is the next question? Have you read a book over 101 pages? Is there any you would recommend that is worth the time? I actually went through all my books, well, most of my books, the thick ones, and like all of them were like 902 or like 950. And I believe it's because like publishing companies, once you reach like a certain length, they like, it costs more to produce the book, and so they try to have authors stay below the 1,000 mark, I believe is what. I think Samantha Shannon did like a video on it, because if you don't know Samantha Shannon, she wrote The Priory of the Orange Tree, and that is another chunky book. And she's writing another book and is running into the same issue with like the publishing companies telling her like, we can't publish this book, it's going to be too expensive. Big sidetrack. Anyways, Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson is 1,200 pages, about, I'll give you an exact, 1,075 pages. Love this book. I would always recommend Brandon Sanderson for any fantasy fan. Wouldn't recommend going into the Stormlight Archive. I did check the Stormlight Archive right off. I would probably do the Mistborn trilogy first. They're both absolutely gorgeous, but I was recommended to do that, to start with the Mistborn trilogy and then go into Stormlight Archive, and that's what I did. And I would definitely recommend that other people do that as well, because it works very well when you do that. Next question is, what is the longest book you've read? So same thing, like I have a lot of books that are like 950 or like 902. I picked up quite a few of them. I like chunky books. I have a whole video about the chunky books that I love. Do you have a non-bookish bucket list? No, I don't. I don't have a bucket list. I have a fly by the seat of your pants, have as many adventures as you possibly can, never say no kind of bucket list. I'm always up for the next challenge and adventure, but I don't really necessarily have like a bucket list. I've gotten to do a lot of fun things, but I don't have a specific list. Do you have a lucky number? I think when I was a kid, because you know, you always ask those weird questions like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite number? What's your favorite animal? 3? Like, my favorite favorite number or lucky number would be like things in 3s, 3, 6, 9, and 12 specifically. I don't know. Those numbers make me happy. You know, like most people like even numbers. I like 3, 6, 9, and 12. I don't know. There you go. Do you have a favorite author or genre? I've always been a fantasy fan since I was a child. I have been starting to get a lot more into romance. I think I go through phases. I think I mentioned on like my introduction video that I like all sorts of different genres. So like when I was in college, I loved traveling nonfiction books or traveling fiction books. I liked YA, obviously, YA contemporary books specifically, but fantasy has always been like the underlining genre for me. So I definitely have to say fantasy. And as far as like favorite author goes, I'm falling in love with Robin Hobb. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm definitely falling in love with Robin Hobb, and I want to read more from them. I'm trying to look at my bookshelves. Neil Gaiman is a really good one. I think everyone knows Neil Gaiman. Yeah. Definitely a fan of Laini Taylor. I read all of her books. That's an auto-buy. Whatever she wants to put out, I will devour. But yes, fantasy for sure. Do you have a favorite outdoor activity? Fishing. I like fishing. My husband hates fishing, but I love fishing. So I lived in Alaska for a couple of years in high school and got to do some really cool fishing up there. Some fly fishing, some deep sea fishing. Definitely would recommend. It's a lot of fun. I also lived in Missouri during my college years, so doing just normal trout fishing in the rivers and lake fishing, I absolutely love it. It's fun. It's enjoyable, especially if you hook up a tube to the back of your boat or some water skis. Yeah, okay, so the next question was, should they do more tags like this? And yes. And should there be a book club for 1001? Yeah, you do you. I'm all about like growing the booktube community and all about making a community. So yeah, definitely. And then tell me about it so that I can join and have fun with you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, you're supposed to tag 10 plus 1 friends, but I just started the channel like 2 months ago, so I don't know too many people. So, if you are watching this video, I am officially tagging you to do it. Just make sure that you tag me in the descriptions so that I know that you did it and I can come and watch yours as well. So, I figure that's how we'll do this one. Tell me that I tagged you so that I can go watch it. Anyways, hope you guys are having a wonderful start of your week. Hopefully Monday wasn't too bad for y'all. It was alright for me. I know how it goes. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.